Have you ever walked into the office and didn't know what to say in English? Maybe you felt shy, maybe afraid of saying something wrong. You're not alone. Today, I'll share the most powerful phrases you can use at work. Simple, real, and natural. My name is Sarah, and I'll take you with me through a normal day at the office. By the end, you'll feel ready to speak without fear. Let's start with the first minutes of the day, because the beginning always sets the tone. I opened the office door with a coffee in my hand. My heart beats a little faster because I know the first minutes at work are the most important to create connection. Sometimes I still feel nervous. By the way, if you enjoy this kind of story and want to support the channel, just hype this video. It helps YouTube show it to more people and keeps this project growing. And there's also the super thanks button. It's like a little way of saying thank you, sending a suggestion, or even asking for a topic. But, of course, only do it if you really feel this work deserves it. For me, it's already such an honor to have you here watching. Honestly, if you just leave a like and a comment, that already helps me so much. What if I say it wrong? But then I remind myself, small phrases make a big difference. I walk into the elevator and a colleague greets me with a smile. Morning, Sarah? I smile back and say, good morning. Did you watch the game last night? He laughs and starts talking about it. That's it. Nothing complicated. I don't need a long conversation, just a small key to open the door to connection. Now, practice with me. Repeat after me. Good morning. Good. Again. Morning. How was your weekend? These are simple but powerful, real phrases, not from textbooks, but from real life. At the reception, I see a new colleague. My heart jumps a little because I want to sound confident. I take a breath and say, "Hi, I'm Sarah. Nice to meet you." She smiles. "Nice to meet you too." That's all it takes. For years, I was embarrassed to say my own name in English. I thought my accent was wrong. My words were too simple. But now I know it's not about perfection. It's about connection. When I finally sit at my desk, another colleague arrives. "How's your morning so far?" he asks. For a moment, I want to overthink, but I remind myself, keep it simple, pretty good. Thanks. And yours. His eyes light up because it sounds natural. At work, no one expects a perfect speech. Short, clear phrases are enough. Let's practice this together. Pretty good. Thanks. One more time. Not bad. How about you? Good. Notice how short these are, but they make you part of the conversation immediately. The truth is, every morning I feel the same tension that many of you feel. Do you also get nervous when speaking English at work? I used to feel small, almost invisible, like my English wasn't good enough. But here's the secret. You don't need perfect grammar. You don't need long sentences. You need real phrases, natural phrases, short and powerful. These words are keys to confidence, to connection, to belonging. Confidence. That's the word that changes everything. When you say good morning with a smile, you show confidence, even if your English is not perfect. When you say nice to meet you, you show confidence in yourself. And the truth is, people don't remember small mistakes. They remember the feeling you create. So as I sit down at my desk, organizing my papers and opening my laptop, I remind myself every morning is a chance to say hello, to smile, to connect. Small words, big power. Now, I want to ask you, what's the first phrase you want to say tomorrow at work? Think about it. Visualize yourself walking in and saying it with confidence. That's how fluency begins. One simple, powerful phrase at a time. After the first minutes in the office, with greetings and quick conversations, the real work begins. And this is where I used to feel lost. Instructions, tasks, emails. Sometimes I didn't understand everything. I was too shy to ask. I was afraid of looking stupid. Do you also feel that way? Maybe you nod and smile even when you don't understand. I know because I did the same. But here's the truth. Asking for clear information is not weakness. It's strength. And in English, it's easier than you think. I sit at my desk and check my to-do list. My manager comes by and says something about a report. I hear the words but don't catch every detail. Old Sarah would panic, pretend to understand, and then feel ashamed later. But new Sarah knows a simple phrase can save the day. I look at him and say, "Sorry, can you say that again, please?" He repeats it, slower this time. Now I understand. Easy, no drama. Let's practice this together. Repeat after me. Sorry, can you say that again, please? Good. Once more. Sorry, can you repeat that, please? These phrases are lifesavers. They sound polite, natural, and professional. A little later, I'm reading an email and there's a word I don't know. Instead of ignoring it, I reply, just to confirm, the deadline is Friday, right? This phrase is powerful. It shows confidence and responsibility. Short, clear, and impossible to misunderstand. Let's practice again. Repeat, just to confirm, the deadline is Friday, right? Now, change the word Friday in your mind to another day, like Monday or next week. See, you can use this phrase in so many situations. Another colleague comes to my desk and asks me to help with a project. He speaks quickly, and I catch only half of it. I smile and say, I just want to make sure I understood. You need this by tomorrow, correct? He nods, happy that I clarified. In the past, I would have stayed silent, confused, maybe even made mistakes. Now, I use English to protect myself and to build trust. Repeat after me. I just want to make sure I understood. Again, I just want to make sure. This little phrase changes everything. It's not only about English, it's about confidence. Sometimes I need help from a colleague. I used to feel embarrassed to ask, but I learned another key phrase. Could you help me with this? Simple, polite, professional, no excuses, no complicated grammar, just honest communication. And you know what? People usually respect you more when you ask clearly. One day, I was stuck with a new program on the computer. I didn't know what button to press. I turned to my colleague and said, "Sorry, I'm not sure how to do this. Can you show me?" He smiled, stood up, and helped me in 2 minutes. I thought it would be embarrassing, but it created connection instead. Practice with me now. I'm not sure how to do this. Can you show me? Good. Now, again. Can you help me with this? See? These sentences are not only English, they are keys to courage. I want to tell you something important. It's better to ask twice than to stay silent and make mistakes. Nobody thinks you're stupid for asking. In fact, they think you are professional and careful. Every time you ask clearly, you gain respect. As the morning goes on, I send a quick email. I want to make sure my English sounds natural, so I use simple phrases like, "Please let me know if this is correct," or "Could you confirm this for me?" These are the phrases that make communication clear and smooth without confusion. Do you also feel nervous when asking for help in English? I understand. I used to feel ashamed, but I learned something powerful. When you speak with honesty and clarity, people listen. Your English doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be clear. So, as I finish my coffee and type another email, I smile because today I didn't pretend. I didn't hide. I asked. I confirmed. I clarified. And that's how trust is built at work. One simple phrase at a time. Now I want to ask you, if you had asked something in English tomorrow at work, what phrase would you use? Think about it. Write it down. And don't be afraid to say it. After a busy morning of asking questions and clarifying instructions, I sit down at my desk to write an email. For many years, this was one of my biggest fears. Emails in English always felt so formal, so serious. I used to stare at the screen for 20 minutes, typing and deleting, afraid of sounding wrong. Do you also feel that way? Afraid of pressing send? But with time, I discovered something. Emails don't need to be complicated. In fact, the most professional emails are usually short and clear. And that's exactly what we need. Simple, powerful phrases. I open my inbox and see a message from my manager. He wants an update on a project. I breathe, smile, and type, "Hello. Just a quick update on the report. It will be ready tomorrow." Short, polite, done, no stress. Repeat after me. Just a quick update. Good. Again. It will be ready tomorrow. These small sentences make your emails sound confident and professional. When I need to ask for something, I don't write a long explanation anymore. I simply say, "Could you please confirm the deadline?" Or "Please let me know if this works for you." These are not only words, they are tools. They save time, they show respect, and they make communication easy. One time, I had to send an email to the whole team. I was terrified, but I kept it simple. "Hello, everyone. The meeting is scheduled for Thursday at 3 p.m. Please confirm if you can join." That was it. Clear. No complicated vocabulary. And everyone understood. Practice this with me. Repeat. Please confirm if you can join. Now again, the meeting is scheduled for Thursday at 3 p.m. See how natural it feels? Later in the day, I have a meeting. This used to be my nightmare. Sitting at the table, listening to fast English, and trying to think of something to say. I remember the first time I had to speak in a meeting. My voice was shaking, my hands were sweating. I thought everyone will notice my mistakes, but guess what? Nobody cared. People only wanted to hear my idea, not my grammar. Now, I use short, powerful phrases to sound clear and confident. If I agree, I say, that sounds good. If I need to add something, I say, I'd like to add 1 point. And if I don't understand, I say, sorry. Could you repeat that? These phrases are enough. You don't need big speeches. You just need to show that you are present. Repeat after me. That sounds good. Again, I'd like to add 1 point. One more. Sorry. Could you repeat that? Perfect. In one meeting, a colleague presented an idea I really liked. I wanted to show support, so I said, I agree with that. The manager looked at me and nodded. That's when I realized, even the simplest English has power when spoken with confidence. Sometimes, I don't know what to say immediately, but I need a second to think. So I use a phrase like, let me think about that, or that's a good question. These little pauses give me time and make me sound professional. Do you also feel nervous in meetings? Do you sit there silent, afraid to speak? I understand. I used to feel invisible, but here's what I learned. One short phrase is enough to show you belong in the room. You don't need perfect grammar. You need presence. After the meeting ends, I send a quick follow-up email. Thank you for the meeting today. Here are the next steps. It's simple, but it shows responsibility and professionalism. And guess what? People notice. They trust me more. Not because my English is perfect, but because my communication is clear. Confidence is not about saying many words. Confidence is about saying the right words at the right moment. And in emails and meetings, the right words are often the simplest ones. So as I close my laptop after the meeting, I think, wow, the old me would have been silent, afraid, stuck. But today, I sent emails. I spoke in the meeting, I asked questions, and I did it all with short, clear phrases. That's transformation. Now, I want to ask you, if you were in a meeting tomorrow, what phrase would you use first? Think about it. Say it out loud. And imagine yourself speaking with confidence. Because the truth is, confidence grows when you practice one phrase at a time. Not every day in the office is easy. Sometimes things go wrong. A deadline is too short, a task is unclear, or a colleague misunderstands something. For a long time, I didn't know what to say in English in these moments. I would stay quiet, feel frustrated, and later blame myself. Do you also feel that way? Afraid to speak up, afraid to make mistakes, afraid to cause conflict. I understand. But today, I'll show you how to handle problems with simple, clear English phrases that make you sound professional, not insecure. It's the afternoon, and I'm working on a project when my manager suddenly says, Sarah, we need this report by tomorrow morning. My heart races. Tomorrow morning. That's impossible. The old me would just nod, feel anxious all night, and maybe even cry. But now, I take a deep breath and say, I understand, but tomorrow is difficult. Could we move the deadline to Friday? My voice is calm, clear, professional, and do you know what happens? My manager thinks for a moment and says, okay, Friday works. That's it. Problem solved. Practice with me. Could we move the deadline to Friday? Good again. Tomorrow is difficult. Could we move it to Friday? See how polite and simple it is. Later, a colleague brings me a file that doesn't look right. I want to be careful, but also honest. So I say, I think there's a mistake here. Could you check this part? My colleague nods, checks, and says, "Oh, you're right. Thanks." Instead of creating tension, the phrase created teamwork. Repeat. I think there's a mistake here. One more. Could you check this part? These are professional ways to express problems without sounding rude. Sometimes conflicts are not about tasks, but about emotions. One time, a colleague was upset because he thought I ignored his email. I felt nervous, but I smiled and said, "I'm sorry if it looked that way. I didn't mean to ignore it. Let's go over it together now." His face relaxed immediately. Short phrases like this can repair trust in seconds. Practice. I'm sorry if it looked that way. Again, I didn't mean to ignore it. There are also moments when I don't agree with an idea in a meeting. Before, I would stay quiet, afraid of sounding rude. Now, I use polite phrases like, "I see your point, but I have another suggestion," or "That's interesting, but maybe we can try this instead." These phrases allow me to disagree without conflict. Repeat after me. I see your point, but I have another suggestion. Now, that's interesting, but maybe we can try this instead. One afternoon, my computer stopped working in the middle of an important task. I felt panic rising, but instead of staying silent, I called IT support and said, "Sorry, I can't open this program. Can you help me, please?" The technician came right away. Before, I would have wasted an hour trying to fix it alone. But asking for help in clear English saved my time and reduced my stress. Practice. "Sorry, I can't open this program. Can you help me, please?" The truth is, problems happen every day. But what makes the difference is how we respond. If we stay silent, the problem grows. If we speak with fear, we feel smaller. But if we use clear.com English, even simple phrases, we solve the problem and gain respect. I used to think that conflict was dangerous, something to avoid. Now I see it as an opportunity, a chance to show professionalism, to create solutions, to connect with others. English is not just about words. It's about how those words change situations. As I close my notebook at the end of the afternoon, I think, today I faced problems, but I didn't hide. I asked for more time. I corrected mistakes. I clarified misunderstandings. And I did all of this with short, simple phrases. That's how we grow. That's how we transform fear into confidence. Now, let me ask you, if you had a problem at work tomorrow, what phrase would you use first? Think about it, practice it, and remember, problems are not the end. They are a chance to show your strength. The day is almost over. The sun is setting outside the office windows, and I'm finishing the last tasks at my desk. This moment always feels special to me. In the morning, I usually feel nervous, but by the evening, I feel proud. I spoke in English, I asked for help, I joined conversations. Now it's time to close the day in a professional and confident way. I organize my papers and check my emails one last time. There's always that final message to send before leaving. I type, "Thank you for your support today. I'll continue with this tomorrow." Simple, polite, professional. I used to overthink these emails, but now I know short sentences are enough to show respect and responsibility. Practice with me. Thank you for your support today. Again, I'll continue with this tomorrow. When I finish a task and want to let my manager know, I use another powerful phrase. The report is done. Please let me know if you need anything else. Clear, direct, but warm. No extra words, no stress. At 5:30, people begin leaving the office. This used to be the hardest part for me. Saying goodbye felt awkward in English. Should I say bye? Should I say see you? What if it sounded wrong? But now, I keep it simple. I smile and say, "Have a good evening," or "See you tomorrow." These are the phrases that leave a good impression, that show friendliness and professionalism at the same time. Repeat after me. Have a good evening. Now again. See you tomorrow. One time. I was leaving the office and saw my manager at the elevator. I wanted to sound polite, so I said, "Thank you for today. Have a good night." His smile told me everything. Small words can carry big meaning. I want you to remember something. How you end the day matters. People remember the last word you say. They remember if you left with kindness, with gratitude, with confidence. And these simple English phrases are the best way to do that. As I walk out of the building, I think about the day. In the morning, I said good morning and connected with my colleagues. During the day, I asked questions, clarified tasks, joined meetings, solved problems, and now I close the day with a professional goodbye. Every small phrase built confidence. Every small phrase was a step forward. Do you also want that feeling, that sense of progress, of confidence, of growth? It doesn't happen in one day, but it happens every day when you practice one phrase in the morning, one phrase in a meeting, one phrase at the end of the day. Small steps, big transformation. Confidence is not about speaking perfect English. It's about speaking real English, the kind that opens doors, solves problems, and creates connection. That's why I call these the most powerful phrases for the office. They are not complicated. They are not in textbooks. They are real. And real is what makes you confident. Before I leave, I want you to practice with me one last time. Repeat, "Have a good evening." Now, "See you tomorrow." And finally, "Thank you for today." These words are more than English. They are connection. They are confidence. They are respect. As I walk out into the evening air, I smile. Because every day in the office is not just about work. It's about growth. It's about overcoming fear. It's about transforming small words into big power. And if I can do it, so can you. Now, let me ask you, what phrase will you use to close your day tomorrow? Think about it. Write it down. And when the moment comes, say it with confidence. Because every goodbye is also a new beginning. And if this story helps you, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share it. We are learning together, and every little bit of support helps this community grow. Remember, you are not alone, and you are stronger than you think.